Okay, we're back in the garage with the Passat. This is a 2005 GLX 4Motion wagon with a 2.8 motor, and we're going to change the fuel pressure regulator and the fuel filter. And it's not that hard of a job, just a big precaution to start, just to relieve the fuel pressure itself. You need to remove the fuse for the fuel pump. And on this car, it's fuse number 28. It's right here in the side panel fuse section. And just look up number 28, pull that fuse, and then try to start the car. It'll stall out in just a second. And then they've relieved the pressure. So that's a great first start. So you don't have any surprises of fuel pressure on you. And so let's get started on the top first with the fuel pressure regulator. Before we start prying that off, I want to show you the new one, what it looks like. It's the one I'm installing is a Beck-Arnley, I guess that's how you say it, Beck-Arnley model 1580533. And again, this is an 05 VW Passat B5 or also B55, 5.5. And this is what it looks like. So we have two O-rings. We have two O-rings here. And you can see in here, this is like a very fine filter where you see these holes. So I'm guessing, I haven't changed this in a long time, so it's well overdue. We're going to change the fuel filter also, and so let's see what our old one looks like. So I'm going to start by let's take this hose off down there. Take this off, and I'm going to rag down here just in case some fuel comes out of this right now. It may not on this, on the hose. Oh, that's pretty dry. Okay, and now let's pry off our clip. I'm just using this trim piece pry for now, see if this works. You got our water reservoir here, so you just want to hang on to that clip. You don't want to lose it. End up down low in the motor. So take that off. And now let's see if it cooperates. It doesn't feel bad. Maybe we'll try to give it a little twist here. Get those O-rings lubricated if they were a little dry. There's nothing else grabbing it, so it does feel pretty dry. Let's see if I can work it. All right, let me put a little bit of a wrench on it. Give it a little pull. Let's try this. This gives it a kind of a straight grab on this bell housing. There we go. And our gas comes out. And it's not that dirty. It doesn't look that bad on the filter side. It's dark, but it doesn't look clogged or anything. So, housing looks clean in there. Let me shine the light. Yeah, everything looks good in there. So, put the whole one off to the side. Grab our new one. Let's lubricate our O-rings with a little fuel here. Okay. And just reposition it in there. Whoops, sorry. I didn't give you guys a bump like that. Get the rag out of the way. Wow. Okay. So feels like this is more of a pressure insert. It doesn't feel like it wants to go into a stop. Kind of just feels like it's kind of like a spring. Kind of like a spring insert. What I did was I got this to seat better by squeezing that in like that, and it's holding in there. So kind of make sure that the O-ring goes in nice and even, but that worked. So then we insert the bracket it was from this side before, like that. And then hose in, and that's it. That's it for the fuel pump regulator. All right, looks good. Let's move on to the fuel filter. Underneath the passenger side back seat is our fuel filter. And here's a good look at it. Let me get the camera stuffed under here. So there it is. And you can see our bolt fittings on the sides and a holder there. So it's pretty low to the ground. So I'm going to jack the car up a little bit. I could use this jack pad here, but I'd have too much in my way, I think. So I'm going to try to use the front one and see if it can bring the rear up enough to get out of our way, and we can get our hands in here with some tools, get that filter off. So let's get that front jacked up. So maybe some of you have seen these before, but I bought a pack of these ECS tuning Jack-Pads. There's the part number. I remember these used to be magnetic, and I couldn't find the couple that I had used before, so these seem to be non-magnetic. But basically, underneath, when you buy the kit, here's our, I'll try to get it light closer to you. Right here is the part you mount on the car, and that has a metal insert right there. And so what you do is you get that jack pad there, and it gives it a nice extra surface to put your jack on. And again, these used to be magnetic, but maybe they stopped selling that version. So you basically just get your jack into position here. And I'm trying to do this one-handed, so I'm just going to put that there for now. And I'm going to tighten my jack down, and we're going to get it close, and then I'll maneuver it again. Here we go. Pull that closer. And then get that in there. Of course, I got the wrong light trying to shine in here for you. So there we go. So now it's on the pad nice. So we got a nice stable place to jack that up. So let's just give it a couple whirls. Yeah, it's bringing it back end up. And I like to check on it a little bit after it's moved up a little bit. It looks good. It's not rubbing on anything. Bring our light back here. Couple more. Okay. Let's see if that's good enough for us to get under here. Get to that fuel filter. And there's a pan here. All right, let's get some tools and get all set up. We're underneath, and we have the straddle. It's holding our filter in, and it's got one of these, I'm sure you've discovered them in your times, one of these triple square bolts right here holding this strap in. This is an M8 triple square that fits on it. It's got a lot more splines there than usual. So don't mess this nut up with something else. Yeah, get a set of those. They're valuable for cars like this. You'll see them once in a while. So that fits in there. So that's holding it tight. I'm going to go ahead and spray these two bolts on each side with some I guess I'm going to use PV Blaster just to kind of get these ready to be loosened up a little bit. And I'm going to break these. I'm going to loosen them while it's snug in place and not loose, because I don't want to bring the filter down and then have it all wonky and loose and can't get these broken. So it's good to break them while it's in a snug position. So let's go get some wrenches, figure out those sizes. Okay, so these are 17 millimeter. And I know they're on the outside, but I can't get the head in that spot between the gas tank. I can get it on this side. So let's go ahead and do this one first and see how much is on this one. Reposition the camera so it don't hit you. So we're going to go up, right? So we're going to go this way. So let's see how much is on it. Nope, wasn't bad. So we're dripping a little bit of gas. Good to have something to grab here. And make sure you got no open flames around you. Don't mess around with this stuff. I have a kerosene heater that I have taken into the house. Get it out of the way for a few minutes. Okay, let's go do this other side. Spin this around here. Okay, that might be a good position. I'm just kind of guessing. Let's double check here. Yep, 19. Okay, so I'm going to put this side on it. So I got a good hold. And we're just going to crack it. That's all we're going to do. Wait, flip my lever. Right, so I'm pushing forward here. Well, look at that. It wants to turn it. So let's grab the filter housing. Okay, I just got a small adjustable with a small thin neck in here that can sneak up here behind this fuel line on the other side. And so I'm going to go down here and up on the other side. Let's see, I got it. Okay, so we got it loose. So now when we done do our triple square, we don't have to wrestle with a loose filter pulling on these flex lines. Okay, so let's go ahead and take the triple square in here and get this strap undone. And that's not hard. Well, it's definitely too hard for my fingers. It's not coming out. Something's sounding familiar the last time I messed with this. It was a while ago. I bet something's spinning up top. So what I'm doing is I'm prying down on this joint as I'm loosening this bolt. I think I'm spinning the nut in its casing up above. So I'm giving it some pressure here in this joint to kind of hold that, whatever's in that top side still, to get this through. And now investigate what's going on with this. Come on. It's giving me flashbacks. This happened before. I got more of a distance. Wow. That's not working. This is giving me flashbacks. Let's try the screwdriver in here. Give it a twist to the right. With some pressure. Huh. Seems like it's opening up more. I had to sleep on this one a little bit. Try to remember where I was last time when I did this job, and then I figured, well, I'll watch some YouTube vids. And lo and behold, there aren't any on this VW wagon. However, Thomas XOV CDS, he's a great mechanic. He had a video on an Audi which had these banjo fittings on it, and of course it was in a nice accessible area, not like this one. And so I'm seeing that I'm going to have to, obviously the bolt is spinning up top. I put a very small mirror above this where I could see the nut on the other side, and it's spinning. So we're going to get rid of this, but first, and I'm not even sure that this strap is designed to sling down anyway, okay? I think it's really just meant to loosen it, and you slide the filter out. There's more room, obviously, on the hose side to slide it out, and I'm pretty sure that's how I did it the last time when this car just had, I think it was just over 100,000 miles or so when I did it, and now we're at 180. Interesting enough, the manual, the actual Bentley manual for the car, service workshop deal says that this is good for the lifetime. So it all depends on what your interpretation of lifetime is. Is it 100,000? Is it 200,000? I don't know. I don't trust that. So we're going to muscle this out. We're going to undo our banjos now, drain as much as we can, avoid the mess, slide it, get it out of here. Then I'm going to cut this with a wafer wheel. I'm going to cut it right through the slot, get rid of this bolt, and then figure out what attachment I can put in here to make it easier to remove if somebody else needs to remove it later, because this is worthless. So, all right, let's get started. Let's drain this thing out. We'll start with this side, and we will get some rags ready, obviously. Towels and rags. And remember, it's fuel, so you get your flame out of any area. And so let's set up. Okay, let's crack this back open again and see what we get out of this. Try to avoid it running down your arms, if at all possible. Can be quite the burn, and people sensitive to gas. Let's see if they even gave us enough space to get this totally out. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Looks like they did. It looks like it's close. So I'm keeping my wrist higher so it drips right off my glove. Okay, that's kind of out. Not totally. I see the washer there. Looks like I got to move it more to get it out. So let's work on, now that that's drained, work on the other side. And that was, I believe, a 19. Or was it 18 on this? I think it's 19. Let's see what this is. Find the right wrench I used. Here it is. Right, it was 17 on this side, 19 on this one. And I already had it broken from yesterday. That's why that was so easy. Okay, here we go on this side. Whoops. Ventilating to help out the other side too. Let's get this up closer. Control it. Yeah, it's getting a little wonky with the angles here. Okay. Let's see if that's it or if it wants any more out of this side. And I might do, I'm going the wrong way, aren't I? I might do what Thomas did on his video where he shook the filter into a container to see how dirty it is. Kind of like that idea. All right, what's going on here? I know I've got a clamp up here off this hose that I need to work it off of. Pretty sure the bolt's about done in there. Let's see. Maybe it's close. Here we go. All right, I'm feeling it. There we go. Bolt's out. All right, let's get this nut out of here. Bolt. Nice and fancy with flow chambers. And this one, I could probably, there we go. And our washer fell in, so we will get it and find some replacements when we're ready. We'll see what we got. See what's there may be some inside our new filter box too. Not sure. Okay, so I'm going to need to rearrange here and get up on this side. I might need to obviously push hoses out of the way carefully, but I need to, I think one of these hoses on the other side is actually on the, on a clamp further up. I think I need to press it off that clamp a little bit. So let's get our positions rearranged. Okay, I'm just gonna hold the camera here for a second with the light. So the line it was connected here on this side is the supply line from the fuel pump. And it runs this way through the filter to the outbound side, and then that runs to the engine on this tube right here. So there's a little bit of a cradle up in there that holds those two lines. One's the return line, and one's the supply. So I'm going to try to get this out with what room I have here. I did this a while ago, so it shouldn't be too bad. I just got to be careful with these hoses. So let me position the camera so it has a little bit of a view here. All right, I'll move my pan, because obviously as I move this over, it might be sloshing fuel towards my face. So let's get this loosened up again. And slowly push it our way. Okay, it's getting closer. Let me see. Okay, now, how much more do we need? I think I'll make it. Thanks, VW, for not, and Audi for not giving us enough room. We appreciate it. Really want to thank you guys. You deserve a special award for not putting this stuff be removable. Because somebody had the brilliant idea of thinking this was lifetime, forever. Okay. All right, so we're out. And now we'll have access to that bolt that we want to cut. Boy, this sucker, look at that. That looks like that mount. That looks like it's sealed. Golly. I don't think that's removable at all. What would you do if you broke this thing? I guess you'd have to strap it to something handmade. It is what appears to be, unless it's a slip joint. I don't feel any give at all, and it looks like it's caulked in there with some kind of sealant. So be careful not to break that sucker. Okay, I'm gonna throw this old gas in here with that. And he says reverse flow of filter. So we want to go this way. So we're shaking. Turn that a little bit. Now, my jar wasn't the cleanest, but you can tell, like as in his video, definitely pretty dirty. So, okay, he's doing his job. Let's go cut a bolt. Okay, this looks like a good enough view here. What I did was I covered up these banjo ends to keep any debris off. And from cutting this bolt, this looks like my best angle. Just like that, go right through it. And with the cut wheel, and I put a mirror on top, and yeah, it was was definitely spinning inside. So get your glasses on, and let's see how easy this cuts it. There we go. Now, it does look like I cooked some plastic here. So we are going to have to figure out how we sandwich this in there and pull it tight. Maybe a combination of some straps and something. We'll figure that out. Okay, I pushed it through. And this is what you get on the other side. It's a square nut. And I'm guessing it was just spinning from what I was seeing with the space to the corresponding plastic. Obviously it should have been metal and stainless. But nevertheless, that's what you're dealing with. A square nut in there. So a socket wouldn't have worked even if you could fit it in there. Yeah, like we said, this thing really isn't meant, I would not try to bend this all the way down to get that filter out. It doesn't feel like it's meant to go that far. So definitely feeding it backwards was the right move. So we have a decent hole in this side. This side we don't. Looks like it's kind of messed up, but I mean, it would obviously, if we get some washers on it, would grab that plastic pretty good. Question is what do we put on the top that we could access later? That is what we're going to play with, because we definitely don't want to put something up here that we need access to, because with all the hoses in here and the filter, coming out to here, you don't have a good shot to get anything in here. So let's play around with some stuff. Okay, so I've tried all kinds of different things. What I'm finding out is that this filter is a little bit fatter than the old one. You see how we have a space in there. So I was trying to think about ways to get a bolt up through there. I just can't hold it on top and get it to sit right.
And then I have still the dilemma of not being able to get in that tight space with a wrench in the future if anybody else needs to take it off. So I'm going to try to drill 2 small holes in these ears here and put 2 tie wraps through here to pull it tight. And that would give it a easier way to pull it off next time. So let's give that a shot. Okay, quick snapshot of what I did. It's kind of crude, but it still worked. I got a hole through here. It might be a little bit cracked there, it's hard to tell. And I went straight up through the other side in the flat there. On this side, I didn't have a flat area to drill forward like I did over here. So I kind of poked it through on an angle with the drill bit this way, if you guys could see that. And then I wrapped it around the main hole here. So let's put our filter in and tighten that down. All right, so the filter flows this way, like we had talked before. I'm gonna feed it up. Oh, we got some drip. Okay, let's stay calm, thing. Keep giving me gas down here. Okay. Oh, come on. Definitely don't drip on the camera. I will be very upset at you. Tell you what, I'm going to leave you on top of that right now. Okay. Come on. There we go. Okay, so now you're in. Okay, I'm going to pull that off. And I'm going to pull the plastic cap off. Okay. And now we can, let's get our bolts on before we do our total cinch down. Okay. Just make sure you got 1 washer for this outside. And you feed it through another washer on the inside, or else you're going to leak for sure. I was kind of hoping that the filter was going to come with those washers. So I'm taking a risk of a reuse here. It didn't leak before, so we will see. This is good too. Keep things kind of loose here so you can get these threads started. Okay, it's finger tight. Now let's do the other side. Let's slide you over here. I want that view to work. Maybe I'll just do this. That should work. Okay, get the bolt through. This is tricky because obviously the gas tank over there, but having this filter loose helps us. Oops, except when you drop the washer in your face. Okay, so we still have 1 there. Feed it, hold it, tuck it, spin it. It's the 2-finger spin here. Okay. Two-hand spin, I should say. All right, now that's on hand tight. Okay. Feeling good there. Now, okay, let's go ahead and cinch this down. Let's get a position we like here. It's not like it's going to be that tight. But I tell you what a nasty setup that is with that bolt that's up there. So at least we have some backup with this one having 2 ties on it. Just tightening them as best I can. It feels pretty good. I have to check on this a couple times after some miles and bounce it around, but with these tight, it's not really going to go anywhere. That feels good. Okay, so on this side, it was 17, and I think this adjustable, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Okay. All right, give that a shot on that side. And then on this side, oh, let's see, 19, and I don't know if this, is it still 21? It's different too. Okay, so it'd be bigger than 21 on this filter. So let's get our adjustable that we just used. And it's already the same there, so that's good. All right. Get this on there, please. Okay. All right, I like that. Now, that was up there, so it's not rubbing too bad there. Yeah, I just moved the hose off that back of that piece a little bit. Okay, I'm going to check this one more time on this side. Okay, I want to go down. Yeah, that's good and tight. Okay. All right, one last check on our wraps here. They feel really good. I'm not going to get any more cinch on those. That's good. I'm going to put our date down there. So if anybody's curious, maybe it'll stay there. Let's see, we're at 2. 24. I'll do it over here too. 2, 24. Okay. All right. Now we'll cut our ties. There we go. Yeah, I'll cut them back here just in case I need to pull on them in the future with something. Won't hurt a thing. Yeah, all right, I like it. Okay, let's put it down. Make sure we don't have any leaks. Here we are looking at our fuel pressure regulator. It looks nice and dry there. Let's head down here and take a look at the filter. Dry. Not dry. Dripping there. Okay, we'll crank that down some more. So after a couple cycles of tightening, it looks like we've got it. I'm going to monitor this on a couple more starts and make sure it looks like it's not oozing at all. And this side stayed nice and dry. So, all right. Wish it was a lot easier. Like I predicted it was going to be easy. I guess I jinxed myself with this clamp from hell. So yeah, that was the only thing that made it hard. As in most of these jobs, the ones you think that are easy become the hard ones. So, all right, it's all good to go, and hope this helps you out.